Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I wanted to react to this TikToker's video that's gone pretty viral recently. She's speaking about fat phobia and apparently deliberately or intentionally trying to lose weight is fat phobic. So before I react, I think we should define what fat phobia actually is. So I'm going to read the definition from the Boston Medical Center. Bear with me, it's a lot. Fat phobia, also known as anti-fat, is the implicit and explicit bias of overweight individuals that is rooted in a sense of blame and presumed moral failing. Being overweight and/or fat is highly stigmatized in Western culture. Anti-fatness is intrinsically linked to anti-blackness, racism, classism, misogyny, and many other systems of oppression. Anti-fatness contributes to individuals not receiving adequate healthcare for a number of reasons. 1. The assumption is if someone is overweight, they cannot be healthy. 2. Clinical care teams typically lack experience in treating diverse body sizes. 3. Weight-related structural barriers, e.g. size of exam tables, gowns, blood pressure cuffs, and scale limits. So let's take a look.
Another great question. This person is asking if there is any time in which intentional weight loss is not fat phobic. I'm going to say 99.9% of the times, if you are intentionally losing weight, it is fat phobic. I'm leaving that 0.01% in case I am truly wrong, but I don't think I am.
So if you intentionally try to lose weight for whatever reason, you're a bigot. And that doesn't matter if it's just a goal that you've set for yourself. You're not imposing it on anybody else. It's a personal goal for your own reasons, regardless of what other people are doing. Apparently that's bigotry.
And here's the reason why. I'm not saying if you exercise and happen to lose weight, that is fat phobic. I'm not saying if you start a medication and you happen to lose weight, that is fat phobic. I am not saying that if you're going through any type of, illness and that is altering your body in some way, that is fat phobic. I'm saying when you are intentionally exercising to lose weight, altering your diet to lose weight, doing any activity intentionally to lose weight is fat phobic.
So basically, she's demonizing anybody who sets goals for themselves, who takes responsibility for their health and decides they want to attempt to lose weight. She's demonizing that. It's okay if you accidentally lose weight, but when you set a goal for yourself and start taking the steps to achieve that goal, apparently that's something that's to be looked upon as bigotry. That's fat phobic, apparently. And this is a trend with people with this sort of ideology. Anything that requires effort, anything that requires accountability, anything that is good. Somebody gets up every morning, gets out of bed, goes to the gym when they'll rather sleep for another half an hour, or gets out of bed when they'll rather, sit down and eat a bunch of junk food. Usually that's something that is commendable when people take those steps. But apparently now it's a form of bigotry because they don't like it.
And the reason why is because you are intentionally attempting to make your body smaller to fit into what narrative? The narrative that smaller is healthier.
If somebody decides that they want to lose weight for themselves, it's their body, and they decide that for them, losing a few pounds is going to be beneficial, that's their choice. That should not be met with labels, negative labels, such as fat phobic, which is rooted apparently in racism and classism and misogyny. So you're putting that on somebody just because they want to lose weight, which, again, for somebody who needs to lose weight, that is a good thing. That's not something to be demonized. If somebody set a goal to lose weight and they're getting up every morning and making that effort, that's their business. That's their personal business. It's got nothing to do with anybody else.
You need to do better. Mind your own business.
Someone deciding to lose weight shouldn't make another person feel bad.
Even though we've already discussed why that's not true.
If somebody is obese and they lose weight and become smaller, usually that results in better health than the complications that come along with obesity that a lot of people in this country are suffering from.
I know there was another comment on this video that said something along the lines of, when I'm lighter, I don't have as many issues with my mobility. And that may be a correlation, but it doesn't necessarily mean that extra weight is a causation.
In a lot of cases, it is a direct cause of them feeling better. Ask anybody who loses weight, significant amount of weight. If they've been overweight and, they lose that weight, 99% of them say they feel better. Their mobility improves, their health conditions that they were dealing with improves. Talk about, people with type 2 diabetes who lose weight. They talk about that condition improving, all sorts of benefits. And yes, you can say it's a direct cause of losing weight. Just because you decide that it's bigotry doesn't mean that facts don't matter. It doesn't mean that science and biology don't matter anymore. We've seen a lot of that lately, haven't we?
Especially if you are not in care of somebody like a physical therapist that is specifically certified or has previously practiced physical therapy with a fat body. And I say that because as a personal trainer with a fat body, I know that movements impact people differently based on their body size, type, shape, mobility, a million things.
So if you want to escape being called a bigot, employ her. Employ somebody like her who, for some reason, believes that they can train you. And, you better not lose weight, though. If I employ a personal trainer, you best believe that I want to see results. If I employ a personal trainer because I want to lose weight, then I want to see results. I don't want them to be under disguise of, we don't want to be bigots, so let's try and make sure you don't lose weight. No, that's not productive.
So pretty much no. There is no time in which intentional weight loss is not fat phobic. And that's just kind of the way it is.
So was Jamie Lopez fat phobic? When she tried to lose weight, she ended up losing 400 pounds to save her life. And sadly, it was too late. If she had come across you, would you have called her fat phobic? Called her a bigot? Because she's trying to lose weight to save her life? This lady was 37 years old and bedbound. She lost 400 pounds, which is a huge achievement. And even with losing 400 pounds, it wasn't enough. It was too late. After years upon years of being obese and, very morbidly obese, apparently she weighed 846 pounds. So if somebody wants to lose weight so they can get out of bed and actually have a life, walk down the street and actually go and see their surroundings rather than being confined to their house, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. There's nothing rooted in bigotry when people take the steps to improve their health. And I think this sort of message is very dangerous. And it's a blanket statement. The same statement applies to people who are morbidly obese and people who are just a few pounds overweight. She's not living in reality in that regard. So I found a couple other videos that I found deeply disturbing. So let's take a look at this one.
Clear this up really quick. There are a number of comments similar to this and saying that I was told I had to lose weight in order to get X surgery, get X treatment in order to make an improvement in my health. You were told that you needed to lose weight in order for that to happen because we do not teach our
doctors and other medical professionals how to take care of folks in fat bodies. Meaning that the reason as to why doctors will not treat fat bodies is because they do not learn how to.
First of all, you're not allowed to turn away people for treatment just because of the way they look. That's discrimination. She's talking about spine surgery. The only reason a doctor will tell her to lose weight for spine surgery is so that she will have a better outcome. The surgery is more likely to be successful if this patient loses weight in terms of recovery and, the outcome of the surgery. It's not rooted in bigotry. I hear that all the time of people needing to make certain improvements to improve the outcome of the surgery. There's no point going through the surgery that is major surgery just for it to not work or just for your issues to continue. So yes, some doctors tell patients that they need to lose a few pounds before they, embark upon major surgery. There's nothing wrong with that. Doesn't mean the doctor's a bigot. And is this woman a doctor? She doesn't know anything about this person. She's making assumptions based on her bias and her ridiculous ideology.
And the reason they don't learn how to is because of fat phobia. So, why?
There's a lot of things that doctors aren't trained in that we would think they would be, like nutrition. They don't learn as much about nutrition as we would think they would. And again, this isn't rooted in any type of phobia.
Well, your intent in this particular case may not be for you to lose weight just to have a certain aesthetic. It is still fat phobic because it's a continuation of the fat phobic system. So it's not necessarily a burden for you to have to carry, but it is still a fat phobic action because we are not requiring ethical care for everyone. We are changing ourselves in order to fit into the box that folks have decided they are willing to give care to.
This is ridiculous. She really thinks that being overweight is just about accepting people as they come. But there are health implications. As we know, in America, there is a strain on our healthcare system. We know that we have an obesity problem in this country and people are dying at a younger age. The life expectancy, is reduced because of the obesity problem in this country. It's not always about bigotry and not accepting people. Doctors advise on weight loss because of the health benefits, and that's it. So she's saying that doctors have to accept people who are overweight, who are obese. And if they don't, if they tell them to lose weight to improve their health, that's bigotry. I guess we can just give them a bunch of medication and that will make up for them being obese and the doctor won't be a bigot.
Because our medical system doesn't give a about fat people. So it literally is telling you, we will not treat you while you are fat. And that is fat phobic. So again, I am not saying this is a moral issue of you as an individual, but as an action overall, it is still fat phobic. And that's why I ended my last video in saying, and sometimes that's just the way it is. Because sometimes we do have to take part in fat phobic behaviors for our necessity in order to be able to live. That doesn't make it any less fat phobic. This isn't easy shit to talk about, but it's necessary because it's ingrained in everything we do. And we cannot have true fat liberation or body liberation without having these conversations. And that is just the way it is.
No, actually, what is just the way it is that if you are, obese or morbidly obese, there are health implications to that put a strain on our healthcare system. What is just the way it is that if you are overweight, you can't avoid, for the most part, complications from that, such as type 2 diabetes. Diabetes that can lead to amputations, for example. You can't avoid the fact that you might not have as much energy as you would smaller. That's just the way it is. And your ideology and your politics and whatever you're trying to indoctrinate people in doesn't change facts, doesn't change that there are consequences to what we eat, to the decisions we make regarding our health. That's it. It's not always based on bigotry. I'm not saying medical bias does not exist, but to say that a doctor has to use resources to treat somebody whose condition is probably the result of them being overweight. Maybe if they lose a few pounds, we won't need to use as much resources. That can go to other people. And it's a sense of entitlement and the judgment that's coming from this. So much judgment condemning people who want to lose weight, who want to. In fact, we should commend people who want to lose weight and take the steps to do so. I commend people who do that. I commend Jamie Lopez for losing the weight that she did lose. And her death is very tragic. I will not say that anything related to that is bigotry. Absolutely ridiculous. And this sort of rhetoric is so dangerous. So if you're overweight, just accept it. Otherwise you're a bigot. And if you try to lose weight, you will have people trying to demonize you, apparently. So that's where we are. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video and take care of yourselves.